What is going on, everyone? How are you guys doing today? Today's date is January 11th, 2021. My name is Ryan Williams, and we are back with another episode of Market Mondays. So today's episode is gonna be a little bit out of order, guys. Typically, we will go and buy stocks first, and then we'll go into track your dividends and make some adjustments. However, there is something I want to show you in track your dividends before we go buy some stocks. So that's what we're gonna start off with today. I know I say this in every video, but for those of you who are new to this channel, new to this series, Market Mondays is a weekly video series where I show you exactly which stocks I'm buying every single week. Now, usually I will put $100 into the stock market every single week. And with that money, I'll usually buy shares of maybe 1, 2, or sometimes 3 different stocks. And in today's case, guys, we are gonna be buying 3 different stocks, and I'm very excited to show you what those are, but we will be covering that in the next step. So stay tuned. And before we get rocking and rolling in today's video, guys, if you wouldn't mind doing me just a small favor and give this video a big thumbs up, hit that like button. And also, while you're at it, please hit that subscribe button as well so you can stay up to date on all future videos. All right, guys, now that that's taken care of, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, now as I mentioned in the intro, before we go and buy our stocks for the day, there is one thing that I would like to show you, and for that we're gonna have to go to the screen real quick. All right, and what we're looking at here, guys, you're probably familiar with it at this point, but this is trackyourdividends.com. For those of you who have never seen this before, this website is just another way to monitor the performance of your portfolio, and it is specifically designed for people who invest in dividend stocks, such as myself and probably such as yourself as well. So if you haven't checked this out yet, give it a look. It's free, and it's honestly helped me a lot on my investing journey. So what we're gonna be looking at, guys, we are gonna go over to this diversification tab here, and let's check that out real quick. So this is something I don't think I've ever shown you in any of my videos, but this is something that I refer to quite often. And this essentially shows me how well diversified my portfolio is. So as you can see here, we can check out the diversification by sector, or we can check it out by each individual stock. And for our purposes today, we're gonna be looking at each individual stock. So let's hit that. And this is a pie chart of all my holdings. So as you guys can see, it's a little bit off balance. Some pieces of the pie are bigger than others. And one of my goals moving into the future is to balance out this portfolio a little bit better, and just bring some of the lower holdings up to, well, essentially increase my positions. So having said that, guys, I will now show you which stocks I'm buying for today and why I'm gonna be buying them. So if we go over to this pie chart here, I wanna hover over this guy right here first. This is the little sliver for EPD, which makes up 4.55% of my portfolio. So as you can tell just by looking at this chart here, this is one of my smaller positions. And because I'm trying to rebalance and bring some of my lacking positions up, I want to buy into this stock today. So this is gonna be one of 3 stocks we'll be buying. And then moving on over here, I think it's this guy right here, yeah. So this little sliver represents OHI, which makes up 3.76% of my portfolio. And this is actually my smallest holding in my portfolio. So I definitely want to buy some of this today. So far we have EPD and we have OHI. And there is a third stock that we're gonna be buying today, and I will show you that right now as we move over. I think it's this blue one. No, it's not. I should buy some more UNP, but I just bought some, so I'm not gonna do that today. What I really want is this guy right here, ticker symbol GOLD. This is Barrick Gold. While this is not the smallest position in my portfolio, I haven't bought any shares of gold in a long time. And if I'm gonna be holding on to it, I should contribute to it somewhat regularly. So this is gonna be the third stock we're buying today. On deck, guys, we are gonna be buying EPD, OHI, and gold, GOLD. So now that this is covered, let's move on to Robinhood and take care of buying those stocks. All right, guys, now before we go and buy these 3 stocks, let's first open up Robinhood and see how the portfolio is doing today. Let's open that up. All right, so it's not doing too bad. It's down a couple bucks, no big deal, 0.03%, so it's basically about even. And just to give you guys a glimpse of how my portfolio has been doing, aside from just today, in the last week, it's up about $230, which is nice, I'll take that. In the last month, my portfolio is up $70, so it took a little bit of a dip over the last couple weeks, but we're rebounding pretty nicely. Oh my goodness, in the last 3 months, guys, my portfolio is up 13.57%, which is just over $1,100. And in the last year, my portfolio is up just over $1,500, or about 19%. So what we're looking at right here, this is just about actually, I think 19% is the highest I've ever seen my portfolio. So all my stocks are doing very well on average. And to give you guys a reference, some of you who are very new to investing, to give you a reference of what's considered good or decent on an annual basis, the stock market historically has grown by, we can say, this is a pretty liberal, we can say between 6 and 8%. I know that's quite a range, and anything above that is, I'll take it. Honestly, I'll even take 6 to 8% in a year. I'll take that all day. And growth aside, real quick, guys, I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I really am not super concerned with how quickly my portfolio is growing, because all this percentage represents is the capital appreciation of these shares. It really doesn't tell me how I'm doing as far as dividends go, which is why I use things like track your dividends. And at the end of the day, being a dividend investor, that is the most important part. So as long as the dividends are good, I'm good. Sorry for the quick rant. Let's go and buy these stocks. So I have $100 to spend today, and I'm just gonna divvy that evenly amongst these 3 stocks. So let's scroll down, and the first one we're gonna buy, since it's right here, is EPD, so let's hit on that. And as you guys can see, EPD is currently sitting at $21.74 per share. So if we're investing about $33, $34, we should get, about 1.3 shares, somewhere in there. I'm definitely gonna be over the 20 share point after this purchase, so that's a cool little milestone. So let's hit trade, buy, and let's put 33, oh no, not that. Let's switch over to dollars. And let's put $33 into it. Okay, so about a share and a half. So swipe up. Great, so that takes us from 19.5 shares to just over 21 shares. I actually was not expecting that. I think my math was a little bit off. Great, now that that's taken care of, let's move on to the next stock. All right, the next stock, guys, we're buying today is Barrick Gold, G-O-L-D. And just a quick note on Barrick Gold real quick, guys. They are a mining company, and they mine things like gold, silver, all that expensive stuff that people like to hold on to. So I don't currently own any gold, and so I figured the next best thing is owning the gold mining company. However, I do plan to buy gold sometime in the future. And with that said, if you guys have anywhere specific that you could recommend where you buy gold, leave that in the comments below, because I'm kind of shopping around. So anyway, let's buy some GOLD. So I currently have just under 19 shares, and similar to EPD, I think this purchase will get us over that 20 share mark. So let's take care of doing that. I'm gonna invest $33 in this company as well right now. So let's hit 33, review. Okay, we're gonna get 1.4 shares out of this, which will put us over 20 shares total. All right, so let's swipe up to submit. All right, so we went from 18.9 shares to about 20.3 shares of gold. Now let's finish it off and go buy the last stock, which is OHI. Okay, OHI is a little bit pricier. It's sitting at $34.89 per share. With our $34 left, we'll be buying just under 1 share, and I currently have just over 10 shares, so let's see if this purchase will be enough to get us over to 11. Let's hit buy, put 34, review, swipe up. I don't think it's gonna make it, guys. Nah, dang it. Oh, literally like 0.003 shares short. It's okay. All right, guys, now that that's done, let's go back over to trackyourdividends.com real quick. Input these transactions, and we'll see how it affects the dividend yield and the annual dividend income. But spoiler alert, guys, I think it's gonna go up a little bit, because these are some pretty good dividend paying stocks. Anyway, let's go check it out. All right, guys, so we are back over at trackyourdividends.com, and what we are going to do is input these recent transactions to see how it affects our dividend yield and our annual dividend income. So as you can see from looking at this right here, my portfolio is currently yielding 4.12% and has an annual income of $385. So 2 out of the 3 companies that we bought today are pretty high dividend paying stocks. The only one that is not is Barrick Gold, but both EPD and OHI pay a pretty high dividend. So having said that, I anticipate the dividend yield will go up from 4.12 to maybe 4.2 something. I think it'll be in the 4.2s. I also think that this annual dividend income will go from 385 to, I think maybe about 392. So for the dividend yield, we'll say somewhere in the 4.2s, and for the annual income, we'll say $392. So now let's go make these tweaks real quick. So let's start with EPD since it's right here. Let's hit edit. Now we're gonna remove this, and I have 21.058548 shares of EPD at an average cost of $20.56 per share. I don't want to look till it's done, so I'm gonna do my best not to peek here, guys. So now that that's done, let's go over to gold, which is just right below it. Let's hit edit, and we have 20.295518 shares of gold at an average cost of $24.10, 24.10. Okay. Let's hit edit again, and let's go find OHI. It's probably gonna be on the second page here. And we have 10.997334 shares at an average cost of $34.01. Okay, so let's hit edit. All right, so those are all the tweaks. Now, before I make the big reveal, remember, I think the dividend yield will be in the 4.2s, and I think the annual income will be $392. So let's take a look and see what we got. Dang, I was way off, guys. Okay, so, well, let me retract that. I was off on the dividend yield. So I thought the dividend yield will be in the 4.2s. So the dividend yield is only 4.13%. I shouldn't say only, because that's still a really good dividend yield, but I did expect it to go up more. However, the annual income, I was almost there. I was $1 too optimistic. At the very least, guys, we are one step closer to having $400 of annual dividend income. All right, my friends, well, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode of Market Mondays. Thank you guys so much for giving this video a watch. I hope you're enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying making these videos. I've said this before, but these Market Mondays videos are some of my favorite videos to make. I have a lot of fun buying stocks and talking to you guys about it. I don't have to prep anything, I don't have to take notes. So thank you guys so much for tuning into these week after week. Now, before I sign off, guys, I would love to know which stocks you guys are gonna be buying this week, what's looking good, what's looking bad. And so if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, just leave that in the comments below. Let me know what you're buying this week. I'd love to hear about it. Also, if you haven't done so already, while you're leaving that comment, please hit that like button, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. So thank you guys so much for doing that. And once again, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.